Hello everyone, I am here today, as you may have already guessed from the thumbnail, to take a look at the brilliant realistic livestock mod from Arrow. Now you may know Arrow from Realistic Weather, again a very clever, very complex mod that brings a lot more immersion to the game, and this, for me, is basically how I believe animals should really have been in game for a very long time now, so I hope you're watching Giants. This is brilliant. This actually makes animals and livestock more than it has ever been in game. So often it's been feed and forget with animals. They'll survive for months on end on one load of feed. If you fill your shed up with food and water, they will just go until you decide you want to sell your milk and things like that. Now you have to pay attention to them, and it brings a whole new layer of engagement to animals, and I'm super excited about this. I grew up on a dairy farm of 300 cows, Holstein Friesians, so for me this is really exciting and ticks so many boxes for me. Maybe we'll get into a point with FS25 where it's going to really start to be engaging and be interesting for people. I hope so, I really do. So let's dive in, let's have a look at it. I mean, there's so much to cover here. I'm just going to rattle through a lot of the stuff. This is a beta still, so do bear that in mind, and it is a very complex mod, so I'm sure there's going to be things that need to be ironed out and smoothed out over time. But even in this state, what I'm seeing so far, absolutely brilliant. Now, there's a few key takeaways that will make you probably interested in downloading this straight away. First and foremost, you can see so many more animals now, and I'll demonstrate that in a minute. You can go up to 200 visual animals in-game. One of my biggest bugbears with FS25 and 22, and in fact all of the farm sims, is you can buy 200 cattle and put them in a shed and it shows 20 or 25 maximum. And for me, total immersion loss there. You know, like I said, I grew up on a farm with 300 cows all in one shed, and it just feels weird that you can't see them all. I get it's from a performance perspective, but what's brilliant about this mod, in fact I'll just show you now, if you go and press Shift T, so if you have a slightly lower spec computer that can't handle this many cows, you just bring the slider down. So good, so good. I'm going to leave it at 200 because I want you all to see what it looks like. But let's have a look at some of the stuff. So that's the visual animals thing, 25 in the vanilla game, up to 200 as a maximum now. Individual animals. Now, individual animals, this covers everything. It covers sheep, goats, horses, pigs, chickens, the works, as well as cows. I've used cows a lot here, but I've got a few other pens which I'll show you in a minute. Individual animals. All animals are now 100% individual, and the archaic cluster system has been scrapped, allowing for more variety in gameplay and animals. Every animal has its own unique identifier based on the UK cattle identification system. Every animal has a birthday, a country of origin. Every animal can be named. Supported animals have ear tags on their left and right ears detailing their country of origin, farmer ID, animal ID, name and birthday, as well as a partial identifier on their behind. And supported animals have nose rings, so some of the bulls have got nose rings added. So let's jump into our shed here. I've got a couple of examples. There you can see that partial identifier on the back, 0004, which links to their unique ID. Now, if you look on the right hand side here, this is an Holstein. It is called Argsy. Unique ID is 21004. Its farm ID is 203868. It's 3 years 2 months old. Birthday is the 3rd of the 6th 2022. It is 100% healthy at the moment. It is a female. It's 482.74 kilos. It has a target weight of 468.51, so Argsy is slightly overweight. Always wanted to say that. It's not lactating because it is not pregnant, so it can't reproduce at the moment, and it says can reproduce no because there's no suitable male animal. So in this shed we do not have a bull, so it cannot reproduce. Value-wise, it's pretty good though. 1,200 euros. Value per kilo 2.52 euros. But its genetics in general, is it a good cow? Not really. Overall, it's bad. Its metabolism is very low. Its health is low. Fertility, quality, and milk production, all very low on its genetic side. And that's what makes this really interesting. So if we go to one of the calves around here, I'm sure one of the calves around here is pretty healthy. And actually, there's a good example. This is Holston 610002. But look at its genetics here. This has potential to be a really good animal as it grows up. So it is a female. Obviously, it's only 11 months old here, so it's under its target weight. It's still growing. It can't reproduce at the moment because it's too young. But obviously, that will happen over time. It will grow into a reproducing age. So if we've got the relevant bull or whatever with us, it will then be ready to produce milk. I'm trying to show you the tag. Of course, it's decided to run off when I'm trying to show you it. But you can see the tags on the front there. Let me see if I can turn around for a second. So you can see all the information on the tags. This side tag is blank because we haven't given it a name yet. But we could do that. So we know the number of the cow is 610002. So if we go here, we want to rename our little animal there. We press R now. We can go in and you can see these are cows to purchase. We'll come back to this in a minute. These are the cows we own. So there we go. 61002 is here. That is if we wanted to sell them. Now if we go to the information panel here, 61002, there we go. That's all the information that we've already seen from the pop-up next to the cow in-game. Now here we can sell. We can select this cow, change its name. So let's call it, there we go, Speckles. We'll give it that. Or we can randomize it, so it will change it. Wonderful Penny, Quiet Jazz, Lana. Look at the name. So it's just got a huge name generator. Admiral, there you go. That sounds like a good animal name. There we go. So now, if we go back in here and have a look at Admiral. There we go. Holston, Admiral. And all good. Very cool. Now, it should show up on the name tag there. It's not showing up on that one, but like I said, this is a beta and it is still being worked on. If we look at this one, we can see this one is called Argsy. So, very cool indeed. So that is your individual animals. Now, talking about individual animals and obviously the quality and pregnancy and things like that. So there is now an enhanced pregnancy system. Animals of different species have varying amounts of potential offspring per each pregnancy. Example, cows can have up to 3 calves, which is rare, to be honest, in cows. But as you can imagine, for sheep and other animals, having twins and things like that is pretty common. Offspring are created inside the mother when she's impregnated instead of at birth, so the ability to view the number of expected offspring and their due date ahead of them being born, which is pretty cool. And the reproduction duration is now unique for each animal. Not every animal of the same species will take the same length of time to deliver their offspring, so some can come late, some can come early. Very interesting. There's a genetic system now as well. Every animal has several genetic modifiers completely unique to them. The other things we looked at here, metabolism, health, fertility, quality, and milk production, and they are random. So I think this is really interesting. Let's go back out here to the purchase menu. So if I go into here now, you have to make decisions about what you want to buy. So for example, huge nifty here, 755 euros. Is originally from Czech Republic. Metabolism low, fertility very low, health very low. Overall, it's a bad cow. It's not a great cow. So, do you want to buy that? Is that the right thing to buy? Who knows? There's a Holstein bull here, though. 1,500, just over 1,500 euros. Look at this. High metabolism, great fertility, health, milk production, quality, and overall. Now, I think with bulls, I think milk production is, will those genetics pass over to the female cow? So this is a great bull. You would buy this bull, right? Because you would then make sure you combine this with the right female cows, and you would create very, very good, genetically good offspring. So bear that in mind. You've got to think through all of this. And you can see here, brown Swiss, we've got a real combination of different quality of animals, and the price varies amongst them. So that's really interesting. And the other interesting thing is these change on a daily basis. So from the animal dealer, you will get different cows every day. These ones will disappear, new ones will arrive. So it's a really cyclical process as the animals come in and out of the animal dealer. So you can't just go and buy 300 cows and drop them in. You're going to have to build this up over time, which I think is really, really cool. Back here again, the weight system. Every animal has a weight unique to them, and each day they will gravitate to or from their ideal weight, based on the metabolism as well. So again, if you've got a bad cow, it's likely to go slightly overweight, like Argsy over there. Now, of course, the weight affects the sale price as well. So, you know, an unhealthy weight of an animal, whether that's too high or too low, can have a real impact. Particularly in young animals, it can result in death. So, you've got to be mindful of all of this stuff. So the enhanced UI as well, we've obviously seen a little bit of this already, but you can see in your animals, so here's our animals here, you actually have the family tree as well. So if you've bought a bull and you own the mother and they have names, it will show them here, and then it will show the children. So very cool. Obviously in this case, these are ones that we've just dropped into the game to demonstrate it here, but if you played over time and you were breeding your animals, you would see that information down here, which is that's so cool. It is really, really good. I don't know how he's done this, but I am super, super impressed. Now we're over by the milk here as well, because we're going to talk very quickly about enhanced production. So supported animals will have their production based on various factors. Cows will only produce milk when lactating, and their yield will rise and fall based on their previous pregnancy. So it's completely random all of the time. Sheep will only produce wool in warmer months as well, so bear that in mind. Now we've got death and we've got aging as well in this mod. So animals aging is no longer limited to 5 years as it was in game, so they can go longer than that. Every animal type has an expected lifespan, but it doesn't necessarily stick to that. Some can get quite old, some may die young. So there is a chance of death. Obviously the older they get, that goes up, but also they can live past their expected lifespan. And also animals can die from health, random accidents, and bad pregnancies as well. So you have got that randomizer in there, and trust me, that is a really, really big deal, because in real life that happens all of the time. Now, I'm going to wander over here. That's probably all the information. The animal deal is probably the last thing I'll touch on, actually, as we wander over here. But the animal deal has been completely overhauled as well. Every supported country in the world now has several unique farms, which each produce up to 3 types of animal. Each farm will send some of their animals to the animal dealer every day. So this all happens in the background and is generated, as you saw there before with the animal dealer. Every animal sent to the dealer will eventually disappear and will no longer be able to be bought, but of course will be replaced by new ones. Most animals are local to your country, but you will see some imported from abroad. So we saw some of the animals there from Czech Republic before, and again there was some from Poland in there, I think. But very, very clever to have that. Animals at the dealer have a chance to be pregnant and will have unique genetic qualities, which will impact their price and usefulness. So again, if you're short on cash, you might buy younger animals. Or you might buy lesser quality animals. It depends how you want to play it, but just so much detail and level of engagement in this. I'm so excited about this. I cannot wait. I've fired up a few pens here just so you can see just the volume of animals here. So you can see all of these horses in here. You would not see as many of that as that in the game. And again, with the sheep here, we've crammed them all into a small pen like so. We've got a few pigs over there. I was doing some tests over here, but we also placed a cattle shed over here. And this has got, I believe, just less than 200 animals in it. 122. There we go. But there was a few more than that. But if you look into the field here, and I've just spawned a load, every single animal is visible. How cool is that? Youngsters, older cows, it just brings the level of realism back to the game, and it's fantastic. I am blown away with what Arrow's done here. I mean, realistic weather impressed me. This is another level again. Now, he has said there's a few things. The animal models haven't changed. He is not a 3D artist. He is definitely, you know, in the scripting, coding side of the game. But this is a feat of engineering. That's all I can really call it. The level of detail in this now, for if you love animals and love animal farming, I think this will literally change the game for you. I know it is going to for me. I can't wait to just get stuck in and dig around in this and see where we can take it. It is phenomenally exciting. So on that note, I'll put a link to this in the description. Remember, it is a beta, so please feedback if you're playing with it and getting your head around it. Feedback to him, let him know if there's any problems or issues with it. You know, something like this needs a lot of people playing it to get everything ironed out in it, and ideas, new ideas and suggestions and things like that, I'm sure would be welcome to those as well. It's incredible. That is the only word I can use to describe this. Incredible. This is a very, very special mod, and I cannot wait to see how this evolves and develops over the coming months. Almost lost for words with it. So there you go, a very quick look at realistic livestock from Arrow. He's doing some killer stuff now, and yeah, finally we've actually got a playable, detailed, in-depth animal system in the game. It's just a shame it didn't come from the developers. And on that note, thank you very much for watching. I will see you again very soon. Take care. Bye for now.